Live from Cullman, Alabama, Premier Bank presents Wake Up Cullman.
Everyone, I'm Jacob Murphy.
I'm Natalie Bonner.
And again, welcome to another exciting episode of Wake Up Cullman. So, every day we sit around and we talk about some stuff going on, but I think for once we can actually just look outside and see that it is raining, and that's a topic.
Yes, but we all know I'm a fan of rain, so.
Yes, so I guess we won't harp on it too bad this morning.
I used to hate the rain, but I don't know, something about, I guess, the just transition into fall and just having some rain makes me happy.
But it rains even in the summer. How was that a...
Well, I know, yeah, and that was kind of the rougher part, I guess, of this whole, summer part.
Okay, so. I'm just going to go ahead and say that the only benefit to rain is that in days that I don't have anything to do, it gives me an excuse to sleep because it's dark.
Well, not all the times, but
nine times out of 10, that's the only thing rain's good for to me.
Mm-hmm. And we've been talking about how dark it is once you wake up, and I mean it's pitch black at 5 o'clock in the morning. So as we adjust to that period,
absolutely. And then hit that with immense tons of cloud coverage there, and you've got pitch black, and you can't see anything, and it's fun to drive in.
Yeah, it's a little scary. We got to be a little bit more careful in the mornings as we travel, but. Today's going to be a very, very awesome day.
I think so, too. There's an event going on with the Chamber today, is there not?
Yes. Every month from January through October, the Chamber has a community luncheon. We have a special guest speaker, and this one's pretty interesting. His name is Jonathan Q. Pettis. He is the director of the CEO's office for the NASA Marshall Space Flight Center in Huntsville. So he's actually going to be talking about space exploration and taking that next step and what exactly that would be. So it's really interesting, especially if you're, kind of like a space fan or anything like that. So we're excited to hear what he has to say because that's not a topic that you hear about too much here lately. Where is space exploration going in the future?
Absolutely, especially since the separation of, the United States government and NASA, since it's no longer a government-funded program. They've made a lot of changes in terms of the type of exploration attempts they've made and the type of projects they work on now. But one thing that I don't think people realize is that NASA has actually produced a lot of things to the civilian world that we use every day and have no idea, like Velcro.
Yes.
Stuff like that has come from use in NASA, and I think it's hilarious that when it came time to cut budgets, they were one of the first people they thought of to get rid of was just cut NASA, we're done with them. And yet here we are. Space exploration, according to the USA Today, is one of the highest paid private funded organizations on the planet. So.
Yes, let alone, 45 minutes away is Huntsville, which is where, that's all they think about.
That's their whole thing,
that's
Rocket City.
They breathe and drink and sleep is space and
space
NASA.
Exploration. So. Who would have thought? Right here in our own backyard, we have the first space station being built. Yeah, but in terms of things like that, the luncheon is at 11:30 today.
It is, and we still have a little bit of room if anybody wants to attend. It's from 11:30 to 1 at the Allstake. It's $15 for members, $20 for non-members, and it's just a good time to come out. It's community, obviously, so you don't necessarily have to be a Chamber member to come. Before I ever was involved with the Chamber, I would come to a few and just enjoy kind of just getting an update on what's going on.
It's a great locale, and it's an even better conversation, so definitely check that out if you have a chance. One of those things that it's a great thing to do on a lunch break.
Definitely.
So, all right. Well, every day we talk about some of the things that our sponsors are nice enough to give to you guys an appreciation for watching the show. So let's take a look at what some of those prizes we have for you are today. All righty. We have a Mad Dog Mike's Famous Barbecue Free Family Barbecue Pack, which is a pound of meat, 2 16-ounce sides, and 4 buns. And we have a large 5-topping pizza from Cullman Pizza Hut. And the Chick-fil-A Choose Your Meal, the Chick-fil-A sandwich or the chicken nuggets. So check the Facebook page, find out who our sponsor of the day is, and call 256-734-7399. Again, that's 256-734-7399. You don't want to miss an opportunity to grab a couple of extra snacks or meals in some cases for your week. I mean, hey, that's one less thing you have to spend, and then maybe you can turn around and treat the family with something else.
Yes, definitely. Or apparently a popular theme for Fridays, I don't know if you've heard about this, but it's Pay It Forward Friday. It's where if you're going through a drive-through line, you pay for the person behind you. You pay for their meal or coffee or something. And so, you know, that's a good kind of way to do that as well. Is just kind of use your little freebie to maybe do something nice for someone else if you want to.
Absolutely. And if I can remember correctly, the pay it forward doesn't have to absolutely mean paying for something for someone else. It can,
That's true.
any random act of kindness tends to pay it forward in these instances. And we've all seen the internet stories on Facebook and such of people who've, you know, the Starbucks line in Florida that lasted for like 6 hours, that
was
no one
pretty
paid for
awesome.
their own stuff. It was an interesting story. So,
Yeah.
you know, we've actually only had that happen at our store here in Cullman once.
Really?
Yeah, it lasted for about an hour.
That's pretty cool.
That's close, not that far, but yeah, we've made it that far. So that's
It's
always
a
good.
good Cullman record, though.
Oh,
Definitely.
absolutely. But again, definitely check that Facebook page, find out the sponsor of the day, and then call us because you don't want to miss the opportunity to win those prizes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we've got a cool set of guests today.
Yes, we do.
And I'm excited to talk to them because it is an issue that is a bit sensitive to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that we have a lot of viewing members that have mixed feelings about this. We have Miss Teresa Cook and Miss Jamie Helms coming on. They're from Gentiva Home Health, and they're going to be talking to us today about an event coming up to support the local police. So definitely stay tuned for that. You don't want to miss this conversation because I think we're going to learn a lot, and we're going to find out about a great event. Other than that, you know, we've got some cool stuff to talk about. But before we go, I would like to mention and always show appreciation towards the Cullman Fest Hall.
The Fest Hall is awesome. You know, we've been talking about it. It's only got just a little bit more time left before they wrap up their season. They are seasonal. So definitely check them out Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. So go tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. You never know what you'll find. Like we've been talking about, there's tons of local stuff that you can purchase, as well as different little vendor type items, homemade jellies and lotions, different things like that. So.
Yeah, love the local artisans, and you have all the local produce that you could possibly want. It's a great area to go to. It's a great place to take the kids. It's very family friendly. It's just good day, good environment. You can't go wrong there, honestly.
I definitely agree.
All right. Well, if you'll join us again in just a moment, we'll be right back with our guests. So don't go away.
Fire, accident, storm. They all happen in Cullman County, and for 3 generations, Night Free Insurance has been there for you. Continuing today with Elliott and Westcott Free, customizing your life, home, auto, and business insurance with companies like Auto Owners, State Auto, and Southern Guarantee. Call Westcott, Elliott, Judy, Tina, Angie, or Nelda. Night Free Insurance, where people are the difference.
Life lived in black and white is not a life lived. Today, I choose color. To see it. To feel it. To be in it. To be upon it. And to live a life surrounded by it. Today, I put on a fresh coat.
With classic bolognese behind you, there are racks of lamb ahead. There are tartlets to take on, and crazy knife skills to perfect. There is you and your muse, the appliance brand more chefs choose. Chefs choose KitchenAid for their homes more than any other brand. And when every machine does incredible things, there's so much more to make.
Everyone, and we are back with Miss Teresa Cook and Jamie Helms. Thank you guys for joining us. Now, y'all are with Gentiva Home Health and Hospice?
Yes, we are.
All right. So, can you tell us a little bit about what each of you do for Gentiva?
Sure. My title is hospice specialist, but really what that means is I do lots of education about hospice. So when a physician decides that it's time for that conversation with the family, I go in and do the education, explain what hospice is. A lot of people have a lot of misconceptions about what hospice is, and so do all that education, and then make sure that everything's lined up before our nurses go in to go start taking care of that patient.
Okay.
And I do pretty much the same thing on the home health side. providing skilled services in the home. I speak to physicians, nursing homes, assisted living, on types of services that we can offer in the home for the patient.
Okay. Now, there are some common misconceptions about both of those areas. Are there any that you would like to kind of address, and maybe the audience could kind of get a better understanding?
I think the biggest misconception with hospice is that when somebody says it's time for hospice, that means you have 2 weeks or less to live.
Yes.
That's our biggest misconception. But really, the patients we really want to take care of have 6 months, 8 months, right in that range. And so usually the doctor starts talking about that a little soon, and it scares people. They kind of step back and think, oh no, I'm not that close. But really what it means is that you have a non-curable disease, and you are no longer seeking aggressive treatment for that disease. And so that disease, combined with everything else that's going on with you medically, would it be shocking? Would it be, just shocking to everybody if you passed within the 6 months? That doesn't mean you have to die within 6 months. We have a patient right now that's been on service for way over 2 years.
Okay.
So that's probably the biggest misconception with hospice, I think.
That's a great definition too.
It's not a statement of you are going to pass by this point.
No.
It is more of a we're doing everything we can.
Fortunately
to make sure
or unfortunately, none of us know when that time is, so it's really hard to predict that, and that's not what we ever ask anybody to do. But do you need extra care in your home? And so we send nurses in, chaplains, social workers, bath aides. We have volunteers that go and sit with the patient so that the family can go get their hair cut or go get them taken care of, go to the grocery store, stuff like that. So it's really a lot of help.
From what I remember in my small experience, a lot of people considered it a condemnation of like a sentence almost to that. And it's not in the slightest.
No.
It's more of a service to them to make sure that everyone's comfortable before something could happen.
Sure, absolutely.
And on your end, I think it would be pretty similar in the sense that I think, if I remember correctly, the biggest argument about the home nurses were the lack of freedom, like the kind of confinement that it would put on you.
There is a requirement through Medicare that the patient has to be somewhat homebound, and what that means is it a taxing effort for the patient to leave home? It's infrequent absences from home. Is it a very taxing effort for the patient to leave home? Because if they're able to go to outpatient therapy, then there's really no need for us to be in the home. And some of our patients that we've taken care of, we do have to discharge them because they become non-homebound, which that's where we want them to be.
That's a good thing.
We want them to be independent, and that's basically what home health is about. Is we are promoting independence, for the patient. We want them to graduate to outpatient,
Okay.
therapy.
Yeah.
Well, I understand that Gentiva just won a pretty awesome award.
They do.
Can y'all tell us a little bit about that?
We were voted best of the best in the home health department, so we are very excited about that.
That is a remarkable achievement, definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that goes to our clinicians. They do a phenomenal job with our patients. So
Okay.
yeah.
Very nice.
Well, congratulations on that. I know
Definitely.
that's a Community Choice Award, was it not?
Yes.
Ma'am. So you've got good standing so far, so that's always a good thing.
Yes.
Now, can you tell us a little bit about the upcoming event that y'all are promoting?
Sure. On September 30th, it's Go Blue Ribbon Day, and it's a day to celebrate and make the nation and community aware of the great job that our police officers do. So Gentiva this year has decided to stand up and stand behind our police officers, and so we're really promoting Go Blue Day. So what that means is we've gone and bought this huge blue ribbon and wrapped it around our tree. Right now we're located at the old People's Bank building. We're currently there. We will be moving across the street over by Boozer Eye Care when they get our building completed. But so they're just asking the community to go buy blue ribbons, put them on your door, put them on your mailbox, wear blue that day, and just show our police force that we're supportive of them in our community.
Yes, ma'am.
So on that day, we are getting the ice cream truck from Cross Haven Church. Our volunteer coordinator, Nancy Graves, goes there, and she helps us get it a lot. So we have a lot of fun in the Crosshaven ice cream truck. So we will be taking the ice cream truck to the county and the city police station and giving them free ice cream. And then we will park it at our facility, and any police officers are welcome to come by that day from 2 to 4 and get some free ice cream from us.
That sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Good day to be an officer.
that's right. That's right.
And
a
it's
good
not
day.
donuts.
That's,
Yes.
that's breaking stereotype here. There we
That's
go.
right.
That's a good
If
point.
you can go put a costume on and come by, we won't ask for your badge.
I can't do that. I haven't earned that right yet. So.
Oh, that's funny. So, in light of recent news with lots of police brutality happening all around the world, I feel like a fundraiser such as this puts the positive back on our police officers. How do y'all feel about that?
Oh, I think it's much needed. We are living in a pretty disturbed world right now, and we need to really show our appreciation to the police force.
Yeah, they protect us, when we're sleeping. We don't always know that they're there. But I think it's what you said earlier, when they're gone, if they're not present, we will know. We will feel that.
It is a very selfless service that involves, and it's across the board, policemen, firemen, EMTs.
Sure, yes.
They're very underappreciated jobs, and the moment we don't have them is the moment we realize how important they are. And I think that a lot of it's kind of put off to the wayside in terms of appreciation for these men and women. And it's sad that it's that way. Now, again, with the news the way it is, I'm not even sure if there's more of it today. I think people are just looking for it now because of things that have been going on. So it's really painted a bad picture across the board. And this is a moment to really stand back and remember that these are people in these uniforms. They have to deal with very hard decisions every day, and that we support them in those decisions regardless of what happens.
Sure,
It's,
and they sacrifice a lot, I mean, I have some friends that are police officers, and they're not home with their families a lot. Their shifts are long shifts. Unfortunately, they're extremely underpaid, for what they do, and they put their lives in danger. And, Cullman we're thankful for the place that we live in. It's relatively safe, but as we've noticed on the news lately, they've had lots of pretty big drug busts and things like that. So we just at Gentiva want to thank them for that, keeping our community safe. We appreciate that. Don't take it for granted. So.
There's a reason we're considered one of the safest places
That's right.
in America.
That's right. That's right.
Definitely.
Well, with the event that's going on, to show appreciation, and outside of the ice cream truck, have you guys got anything else planned for that day in terms of?
Yeah, it's a busy, busy day. So it's also senior day at the fair.
Okay.
And so all the seniors from Cullman will be at the fair from 10 to 1 that day. So half of our staff will be at the fair greeting and getting to know our senior community a little bit better. And then the other half will be filling in and appreciating our police officers. So it's a big day for us.
Now, will y'all be taking photos of everyone coming up and sharing all of that stuff on your Facebook?
Yes, we hope
Okay.
so. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we definitely plan to wear blue. We'll have to remember that for
Yes.
September 30th.
Yes,
absolutely.
And we'll make sure we share a little photo to y'all. But yeah, so can you tell us a little bit about this Facebook page that has over 1 million people invited to it?
Yes. What is it called? I gave it to you. Thank the Police and Blue Ribbon Day is what you need to search for on Facebook. There's 1.1 million people that have been invited to the event, and really what it is just wear blue or put a blue ribbon out. So it's Thank the Police Blue Ribbon Day on September 30th.
Is this a National Awareness Day?
It is.
Okay.
Yep. So they're trying to build it into like Wear Red Day for cardiac,
Yeah.
the breast cancer awareness type thing. Same thing, just to kind of support our police, let them know that we care. So.
I think that's wonderful, and they definitely don't have an easy job. They don't have, holidays off or anything like that.
Nope. So, healthcare and police officers are two I can think of that you don't ever get a holiday.
No,
we
you
work
don't.
24/7. That's
and
right.
get paid nothing for it. So
That's
there you
right.
go.
That's
It
right.
takes a lot of compassion and commitment to do those jobs.
It sure does.
Well, it's one of those careers that you have to really enjoy what you're doing and know that you're doing good to continue in it, because that's just, again, it's very thankless.
Yeah, the
So,
gratification is definitely not in the pay, but in the work itself. so.
Sure. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for all that you do. We appreciate you.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having us. We're excited.
Absolutely.
We're excited to support our community.
You'll have to come by and tell us how it all went. You know,
Yeah.
show some of the photos too.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, if they want to find out more information in regards to Go Blue Day or Gentiva, can you give us some contact information for that?
Sure. Our address is 811 2nd Avenue. And the hospice phone number is 256-737-7234. And home health?
And the home health is 256-739-2992.
Okay.
All right.
Awesome.
Yes.
Well, thank y'all again for
Thank
coming on.
you.
We're
Thanks
excited
for
about the
having us.
event, and I only wish Gentiva the best because, again, you guys do a great job out there,
Thanks.
helping people. All right. Well, if you ever have anything else you want to share with us, we're always here. And again, I extend everything to the audience in terms of, if you have any questions about Gentiva, feel free to call. They're always there to answer questions. And we hope that you guys will come out on September 30th and support the police like we hope to. And just show them our support, because we as a community need to be there for them just as they are for us.
Yeah, and so wear blue, put your blue ribbon out, take photos, share it to Gentiva's page. You can share it to our page at My Cullman Television. Just show us your support, and
That's great.
we'll be happy
We're
to see it.
Absolutely. Well,
Thank you,
if
guys.
you'll join us in just a moment, we'll be right back, so don't go away.
Life lived in black and white is not a life lived. Today, I choose color. To see it. To feel it. To be in it. To be upon it. And to live a life surrounded by it. Today, I put on a fresh coat.
Have you been online to see our brand new website? Go to mycullmantv.com. There you can find links to see a live stream, notes from today's shows. You can meet our sponsors and even meet us here at the station. But don't forget about that Meet the Sponsors link. There you can see advertisements from the sponsors that help keep us on the air. You can also click on the links to go to these sponsors' web pages. My Cullman Television. Let's discover Cullman together.
Hi, I'm Jay Mullins with Premier Bank.
And I'm Jacob Mullins.
For more than 26 years, we've been providing friendly personal banking services to the citizens of Cullman and surrounding counties. We continue to provide new and improved services to our customers, and we even have a new look. So come by and see us at any of our 9 convenient locations. And remember, the same friendly personal service, and we're open on Saturdays.
So, I always love talking to them.
Oh yeah, they're wonderful.
And I'm really glad that and it's kind of odd in the sense of I would not have expected Gentiva to be the ones that stepped up and stated we are here for our police, because that's not normally something that you would associate with law enforcement.
Yes, I agree. Their correlation, like she mentioned, is that they don't really get a day off, and Gentiva Home Health and Hospice is all about, kind of making your life as good as it can be, even though you might be in a difficult situation. And to me, police officers are representative of that in a way, because every day that they wake up, they are working very, very dangerous jobs, and they never know how their day is going to turn out, or what their duties will be, or the decisions that they will have to make. So I can see the correlation there, but yeah, it's not typically something that they come out and, kind of support, I guess, as a across the board kind of thing.
Well, it's not two relative types of career paths, but it is great though if in the off statement here, because They are, again, two very similar in terms of sacrifice jobs. They make decisions every day that can really affect a lot of people's lives, and that's a lot of pressure for an individual. So for one individual who takes that much pressure and deals with it in another way, it's good to see them coming together, because I can only imagine that the officers then support them in the same sense.
Of course.
So it's two very good, strong community players in this sense that come together, and it's nice. I commend Gentiva for coming forward and showing their support for the officers, especially in this time.
Yeah, and you know, it's like you mentioned, it's often an overlooked topic. So seems like in the news lately all we see is police brutality, and that's not necessarily always the case. So it's nice to support our local police and the duties and jobs that they perform.
Absolutely. There's an old stating that says it's easier to remember the bad than the good, and there's plenty of officers out there doing their best every day to make sure that incidences like you do see on the news are not happening. And there's lots of precautions being taken. I know a lot of officers in crowded areas are now wearing the personal body cams. They're having to make notes on everything that they do now, whether it be audio or visual. It's interesting, but these steps are being taken to protect you, because that is the point of the job, is to protect and serve. So, we only hope the best for every officer across the nation to really kind of find their way into keeping safe for not only us, but for their sake as well.
Yeah, and just to bring some awareness to the fact that while you are sleeping, they are doing their jobs.
Absolutely. Well, continuing on from that, we did mention some prizes that we could give you earlier. And again, we want to thank our sponsors for allowing us to have these things to give to you, the audience member. But now we want to really tell you guys that you still have the opportunity to win, and we kind of want you to win because it is Friday.
Yeah.
So we gave you some information earlier about how to check the Facebook page and give us a call. Well, now we're going to give you a small hint that might push you in the direction if you haven't been able to make it to Facebook yet. And today's hint is which one of our sponsors' slogans is comfortable, responsible natural gas. Which one of our sponsors' slogans is comfortable, reliable natural gas. So you want to take that time. If that doesn't give you everything you need, again, you can check Facebook and find out who the sponsor of the day is and call us at 256-734-7399. Again, that's 256-734-7399. Let us know who that sponsor of the day is so you can win those awesome prizes, because you don't want to miss that chance.
Definitely. And now it's our Facebook friend of the day. And our Facebook friend of the day is going to be Brad Steele. He likes the band BJ, Redeeming Religion, and Wish I'd Been Kinder prayer shawls. We would like to give Brad a large barbecue sandwich from Mad Dog Mike's Famous Barbecue.
Alrighty, and I always love the Facebook friend. That's probably one of the cooler parts, because I love seeing the various photos that people put up onto their Facebooks.
Yes, and their various likes. So.
Yes, various being a good descriptive word here.
Yes.
All over the board. All right. Well, one of the things that we, Joel and myself, got to do here at the studio was go and talk to the Commission on Aging about some of the programs that they run. So we're going to run our senior spotlight here for you. Definitely pay attention. See the smiles on people's faces, because they're a great program.
I'm excited.
Hey, my name is John, and thank you for choosing Chick-fil-A.
For as much stuff as they made them do. Righty, well, now we're back here, and normally about this time we run our Discover Cullman part, which is the part of the show that we try to inform you and kind of aware you of some of the businesses here in Cullman that need a little more attention than I think they've gotten. They deserve a lot more than I think sometimes the community has given them. But today we have something a little special. I'm joined here with Dakota today, and we're going to do something that I think a lot of the the sports lovers here will enjoy. We're actually going to go over some of the football schedules and talk a little bit more in depth on some of the sports that are going on here today. And being as I have no idea what I'm talking about, we brought in Dakota, our resident experts. How are you today?
I'm great. How about yourself?
Doing pretty well. All right, so let's get down to the brass tacks here. How are we looking for this weekend?
All right. Well, first I'm going to start off with some high school football. Tonight we have on the game of the week, we have the Vinemont Eagles and the Cold Spring Eagles tonight at 7. We also have one of the oldest rivalries in Cullman County, the Fairview Aggies versus the Holly Pond Broncos, the Huntsville Bulldogs, the West Point Warriors, the Fayette County and Cullman Bearcats, Good Hope, and Curry. To me, what stands out to me will be Vinemont and Cold Springs. That's a region game. It starts at 7 on WKUL 92.1 FM. And if you don't want to listen to the Vinemont and Cold Springs game, tune in afterwards and you can listen to all the Cullman County High School. Now let's get to our favorite part, college football. Tough week for both of our teams, you know. Auburn and Bama, both states kind of let us down this week. But I'm telling you right now, upset of the week, Auburn over old Mississippi State.
You think it's going to happen?
It's going to happen. I'm telling you, with that defense, they got shredded by Leonard Fournette, but they're coming back. LSU, big game against Syracuse, an ACC matchup. I see Leonard Fournette tearing Syracuse up. They're ranked 131st run defense. I got them by 24. Auburn, upset by 3. Bama, Louisiana Monroe, really, they won't talk about when Nick Saban first came, we got beat by them. Yes, that is very true, but I'll say Bama by at least 38.
Well, he's had a few years to settle in with the program since that first.
True. Plus, Saban finally said Coker's starting for the rest of the season. We got a steady quarterback. Just like Auburn, they got rid of their quarterback. He was supposed to be a Heisman hopeful. Coming into the season, with me being an SEC dominant person like I am, I kind of was iffy about the situation because you never know. With a guy who had a couple of games where they were getting blown out and he just went in with a second team, you know, their second team's not as good as Auburn's, you know, and then he came in. Now Sean White, no, not the
snowboarder.
The snowboarder, the gold medalist. But he's going to come in, and I think it's going to be optimistic because Mississippi State's prepared for Jeremy Johnson, and they're not going to be ready for Sean White. That's the way I look at it. Also, another big game, Florida, Tennessee. Going down the swamp, Florida. Why Florida, you say? Last week, Florida played Kentucky. Kentucky drove down there 3 times, could not put any points on the board. Defense held tremendously for Florida. Kentucky's defense held Florida to 2 scores. In the other games when Florida had a good opponent, they only scored about 38 points. But you know what? Tennessee's got a good defense. They got to get everything rolling on offense. I see them coming out. Kentucky upset over Missouri.
Good old Mizzou. Some of these, I'm just, as a person who catches the games when he can, being definitely not even at the level of expertise that you have right now, some of these, I mean, I follow you on that, especially, you know, with some of the SEC teams specifically local to us. But in certain instances, for instance, Mizzou, I always knew Mizzou to be a stronger team when it counted. Now, I know that they've had some games that obviously they should have won and have not, but many teams have. So what is the defining factor in some of these for you?
Well, for Missouri, they played Connecticut last week. Connecticut, they looked horrible. They made the SEC look horrible. They won 9-6 over a conference they should have won literally 48-6 over easily. You put anybody, Tennessee, I would even go out on a limb and say probably even Vandy could have possibly came out with a 3-point victory. And Vandy is just horrible in the SEC. Missouri, in my opinion, has got a good defense. They don't have really anything going on offense. I mean, really their offensive struggles is what really led to them not scoring many points. Kentucky with Boo Williams has got a good running attack. And it's just going to be interesting to see how they're going to stop him. Also, another one for you, Arkansas and Texas A&M to finish out the rest of the SEC. Arkansas is 0-2. They lost to Toledo and they lost to Texas Tech. They lost to Texas Tech by 6 points. Now, you've got Texas A&M who's on a hot streak right now. Every game they have won by more than 50-plus points. I'm saying close matchup, Texas A&M by 7, though.
Wow. Now, in your opinion, what is going on with this trend of teams who should be winning by large gaps here, cutting it very close against teams that nobody would have expected?
They're hyped themselves up too much. That's what it is. They are not coming out being prepared, being able to show that, hey, we are an SEC school like Arkansas and Toledo for chance. Arkansas took Toledo too lightly, which, in my opinion, Toledo has a really good schedule. Everybody's like, oh, Ohio State. Yes, Ohio State has one of the weakest schedules in the ACC. But JSU and Auburn, perhaps. JSU was number 2 in the FBS. You get a good team like that that had 8 SEC players, and they get all these other players from JUCO League, and they get players that have, done crimes or made little bitty mistakes that they don't want them. You make one mistake, hey, you're gone. You're out. You're done. Drug charge, DUI. They go to these colleges, they get their act cleaned up, and then they're, like we've seen almost with Auburn, an upset. I mean, 3 years ago, Ole Miss, JSU beat Ole Miss because the team came to play. They take these games way too lightly. Like Nick Saban says, everybody calls them cupcake games. No game is a cupcake game. No game.
Well, proven within the last few years, it's the teams that you're not counting on that end up coming up and totally destroying you. And it's sad to see that these teams that people have these huge followings in the SEC get almost completely wiped out by teams that nobody had even on their radar to begin with. And I completely agree with you. I think it's a lot to do with mental and self-preparation before a game.
That also has a lot to do with the bowl game and like the college football playoffs. You have everybody upset of the weeks. That's what everybody looks for during the week of SEC play. Now that we're in the 4th week of football, everybody's looking to see, all right, who's going to step up? Is Alabama, since they got beat by Ole Miss, are they going to step up against Louisiana Monroe? Because we did lose to them 5 years ago. Is Auburn going to step up because of their big loss and their new quarterback? Are they going to step up against State? I think they are, but my opinion and how they play is 2 different things. I'm just a guy who just reads the stats and looks at the books and see how they play and watch play-by-play. But other than that, I'm just saying, I think they got it in the bag.
I'm inclined to agree with you on the Auburn game. I think that they might finally, because they have a history of turning themselves around. It takes a little bit, but
true. But if you also look at State when they played LSU, Leonard Fournette had a pretty good running attack. Now you've got a white kid back there who's going to sit back there and throw the ball downfield consistently and accurately, not just at the defenders hoping and praying it goes through. Pick 6 or a pick, and then they're driving down the field like you've seen in Louisville and against JSU, and last week against LSU. So.
I think the big thing for the people like myself will be looking at is how well he handles pressure, because I know that some of the teams that they'll be playing this year will be putting a lot on trying to get to him as quickly as possible, obviously. And it's just to see how well he handles that kind of decision-making under there. Pass it, keep it, that kind of thing.
Right, that's what everybody's looking forward to see. But what I've seen film-wise, Gus Malzahn, which many people don't know this, the kid is coming from a Gus Malzahn type offense. Gus Malzahn's actually third cousin taught the team from Gus Malzahn, passing it on down from generation to generation, I guess. And he's ready. He's not college ready, but he knows that offense. He knows what he's doing. And when I seen him play from high school and watched him play in A-Day and every other game, just like I did with Coker and the rest of them, that's the reason I said from the beginning of the season, Coker should start for Bama. I told everybody, Sean White will probably end up starting halfway through the season because Jeremy Johnson's going to be a bust because he had too much hype. Yes, he's an athlete, but as you've seen with Ohio State, they have 3 athletic quarterbacks. One of their quarterbacks ended up being receivers. Jeremy Johnson switches position. Hey, he'll probably be an outstanding guy and go on pro. But until then, he's going to have to sit there and learn the offense and do what he's supposed to do.
All right. Well, and to close here, game to watch to you, the one that you should just absolutely keep your eye on this weekend would be what?
Do you want SEC or just a big game?
The one that if I was going to turn the TV on and watch the game that was going to excite me the most.
I'll give you 2. SEC, Florida, Tennessee, big game. Second one, Oregon and Utah. Watch that because everybody that loves or hates Oregon, they will either want to see them prevail or lose. Utah is not a team to mess with, as Michigan found out. Those are the 2 games to watch for.
All righty. Well, we appreciate it, Dakota. Thanks for coming on today. Excited to see where you come back and have for us next week. And keep an eye on those predictions. This guy's pretty good. You've got like a 2 or 3 point average miss there. So if we had a guy that we could call the Wizard, it would be you.
And if you want to, we would love for you to comment or even give your predictions on our website on Facebook. So please, come on. I'd love to hear your insights on this.
Absolutely. Any opinions you guys have, or maybe your own point predictions would be completely appreciated. And we'll see how well you do against Dakota here. Well, again, thanks for joining us here, and if you'll join us in just a moment, we'll be right back. Oh, well, and now that I think about it, this probably help if we talked about the weather, considering it is Friday. Now, again, the weather is brought to you by Mitch Smith Chevrolet, so make the switch to Mitch. All right, it looks like the average high for today is going to be 82, with the average low today at 59. Now, the record high was set in 1931 at 100, with the record low set in 1943 at 39. Sunset tonight's at 6:38 with sunrise tomorrow at 6:37 a.m. Now, again, as you can tell by just looking out of a window, we've got some rain happening today, so light showers here and there. It's supposed to clear up a little later today if I've read that correctly. But again, keep the dry, umbrellas, everything. We have a high of 84 today with a chance of precipitation in the 20s. At this point, I'd say a little higher than that. Low of 61 today, again with a 20% chance of rain tonight. Low of 70 or high of 72 tomorrow with a 10% chance of rain. Probably continued storms going on through tomorrow. Alrighty, and we're looking at mid to upper 70s here for the highs for throughout the week, and then low 60s for the lows at night. So I mean, guys, we're gonna have to start seeing those cold weather, and with this rain and cloud coverage, it's not gonna be that fun, especially not through this weekend if it keeps up the way it is. So dry, warm, and make sure that you've got plenty of stuff to do, because trust me, boredom is the one thing that gets everybody in trouble. Alrighty, well again, if you'll join us in just a moment, we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Jay Mullins with Premier Bank.
And I'm Jacob Mullins.
For more than 26 years, we've been providing friendly personal banking services to the citizens of Cullman and surrounding counties. We continue to provide new and improved services to our customers, and we even have a new look. So come by and see us at any of our 9 convenient locations. And remember, the same friendly personal service, and we're open on Saturdays.
With classic bolognese behind you, there are racks of lamb ahead. There are tartlets to take on, and crazy knife skills to perfect. There is you and your muse, the appliance brand more chefs choose. Chefs choose KitchenAid for their homes more than any other brand. And when every machine does incredible things, there's so much more to make.
And we are back. We are excited about that new segment.
Absolutely. Again, and I'm going to go ahead and call it, as you mentioned, it's very humbling for me because I have only started getting into the sports area very soon. So it's kind of interesting to see from a spectator standpoint, someone who actually knows what they're talking about and really be able to talk to them about some of the things going on in the sports world.
He's very passionate and he's very educated, and so he's definitely quite a personality to have for that. So we're excited to have him.
So keep an eye out for him coming up, because that's something that we hope to keep for a while.
Well, now it's time for one of my favorite parts of the show, which is our community billboards.
Absolutely.
And our community billboards are brought to you by Pepsi, St. Paul's Lutheran School Oktoberfest meal will be Saturday, October 10th, and the time on that will be from 4 to 7. It will be $10 for adults and $5 for the children's menu, so definitely make sure to put that on your planner.
Paul's for a Cause basketball clinic for boys and girls benefiting Lucas Hembry. Now help Lucas get his diabetic alert dog. Now we had him on the show a few months back and we were absolutely glad to talk to him, so this is definitely in support of him. This is going to be October 24th from 9 to 3. It's going to be at the Cullman High School. The cost is $40 per student, so definitely check that out.
And the candlelight walking tours will be October 5th and 6th. These are guided tours through downtown Cullman. They begin at the Cullman County Museum and the Fest Hall Market Plots. For more information, visit CullmanOktoberfest.com.
And Evelyn Borough Legacy presents Horsing Around for Hope. This is an event going on Saturday, October 10th. They do have a trail ride available there for $20. It starts at 9, but this is a free event, and all proceeds do go for benefiting Hope Horses Incorporated. They have live music, a mechanical bull, petting zoo, games, food, a live auction, and bounce houses. So it's a great family event, so definitely go check it out.
And Catherine Morgan has all the savings that you need. She has discounts up to 40%. She's with State Farm, and give her a call at 256-734-4640.
And if you have a community billboard or would just like to contact us about anything that you've seen on the show here today, feel free to reach us at our webpage at mycullmantv.com, email us at mycullmantv@gmail.com, call us at 256-734-7399, or like us on Facebook at My Cullman Television.
And again, we are sponsored by Pepsi. And wishing you a happy birthday this Friday would be Teresa Baruch, Steve Griffith, Michelle Hedrick. And wishing you a happy birthday on Saturday is Trent Bash, Jim Walker, and Dot Burleson. And on Sunday, Samantha Harris. And we will be drawing for that weekly winner who will receive an ice cream cake from Dairy Queen.
Absolutely.
And you guys have got to get online and send us your anniversaries so that we can award one of you out there a $15 gift certificate from the Candle Garden.
There we go. All right. Gotta love the word certificate. There you
Certificate,
go.
yeah.
Certificate. Yes, but we really do encourage everyone to try to send their anniversaries. It's nothing to be ashamed of, and I don't know why nobody wants to win something for being married as long as they have. I mean,
Yes.
it's pretty simple. You deserve something for sticking with another individual for that long. I mean, something.
Yes. And I know plenty of people with anniversaries, so
Absolutely.
gotta
So
get
no
you guys
excuse. No excuse.
Yeah, and if you don't want to post it on Facebook, give us a call. You know our number, 256-734-7399.
Alrighty, so I think it's about time to show that we draw for those
I
weekly
think
winners,
you're
which is
right.
fantastic.
Yes.
Though again, we only have one per week. So if you would like to do the honors of drawing from the Winners' Cup for the birthdays.
All right. Jim Walker.
Alrighty, well,
All
Mr.
right,
Jim
well-
Walker, you have won an ice cream cake from Dairy Queen, which is exciting. I'd like to point out that it might be slightly inappropriate, but you have an awesome name. I think that's
Jim Walker.
hilarious. I think that's hilarious. Your parents loved you. They did. They gave you a name that's a success.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
Oh,
I get it.
there we go. The light bulb clicks. All right. So,
Leave me alone.
yes. But again, congratulations on that. If
Yes.
you'll stop by sometime today, we can get that out for you. All right. So, if you haven't already told or could not already tell, we had an awesome sponsor of the day today, and our sponsor of the day was, again, Cullman Jefferson Gas. So we appreciate them supporting us. And, we're always glad to see that they get the recognition that they need for that because, they do provide an awesome service. We actually use Cullman Jefferson in our
Yeah, and they do a lot for the community that a lot of people aren't aware of. So we're definitely grateful to have them and for their sponsorships and for everything that they do for the community.
Absolutely. Well, I think it's been a good day. Today is a Friday, so it's time for us to wind down and hopefully get over some of this gloom. It is clearing up a little bit outside, so that's
A little
nice.
bit, yeah.
But, it being Friday, time to go off and adventure, I suppose. Any big plans?
Well, hey, they don't call it TGIF for nothing.
No.
No, not very big plans, but I will be at the luncheon later, and I will be doing some work this weekend. So
Getting those orange rolls.
yeah,
That we just have discovered the whole reason she even goes. It doesn't matter if she works there.
that's
She's
why
getting the
everyone
orange roll.
goes. Come on. I'm just
Come on, it's called the all steak, not the all orange roll.
Well, they maybe should have called it the other one.
The all orange roll. Yeah, there we go. That's something to put on a billboard.
Maybe.
Just a giant orange roll. All right, well, I'm gonna leave you alone with the lame jokes now. All right, so again, my name's Jacob Murphy.
I'm Natalie Bonner.
And everyone here at My Cullman Television, hope you have a great Friday. Stay safe, guys. It is wet, and we'll see you on Monday morning. Have a great day.